Hello and welcome to Hope for Dystonia. My name is Federico and you can call me Fede. If you don't know me, I managed to rewire my nervous system and get my life back after, because of dystonia, I was bedridden for a good part of my late 20s and early 30s and had a hard time speaking, chewing, and walking. I did so holistically by completely revolutionizing the way I inhabit my body. So I did so through neuroplasticity, through detoxification. I discovered that psilocybin mushrooms could help me rewire my nervous system and developed a whole system around that. And I now help others on their journey to recover from dystonia. And so today I'd like to talk to you about the link between the temporomandibular joint, this one, between the jaw and the cranium, and dystonia. So it's a really important topic because there is a lot of interest, understandably, around this, and a lot of confusion as to how this approach to dystonia recovery can make sense in light of the fact that there are other approaches that seem to have success, like neuroplasticity training, like detoxification. And I have found that it's not either or, it's all together. But it is important, if you choose to look for a practitioner or an approach that will address your dystonia through the temporomandibular joint, it is crucial that you know what you're getting into, why you're doing this, and that you can be in touch with your nervous system so that you can understand what it is that you need in terms of that temporomandibular joint balancing. Okay? So a minority of you will not know what dystonia is. It is a neurological disorder that causes spasms and pain and involuntary movements and unnatural postures. And a lot of people who suffer from dystonia are aware of the fact that their temporomandibular joints are misaligned. And some do not. And so whatever category you fall into, I invite you to listen until the end, because this information is really life-changing. I wish I had this information when I was in the thick of it. It would have saved me so much time and money and effort. Yeah, stick around until the end. Okay, and before we get started, I'd like to let you know that I am enrolling right now, as of the filming of this video, for the Hope for Dystonia Self-Healers Club. Go to hopefordystonia.com, and on the homepage, you'll find a link to the first Hope for Dystonia group coaching program, which is going to be a small group, safe, supportive, and transformative, that is going to help you, hopefully, transform your life the way I did. And we're going to go over themes of neuroplasticity and mushrooms and detoxification and, how to understand your cranial nerves, and so on and so forth. And you'll see why the cranial nerves are crucial in just a second. So head over to hopefordystonia.com after watching this video, and I promise you'll find incredibly valuable information over there. Okay, so let's get into the video's topic. So everything I'm about to say is for informational purposes. It's not medical advice, but it is valuable information. Let's start with the basics. The temporomandibular joint is a really complex joint that helps us use our jaws and kind of connects the jaw to the cranium. So what is crucial about the temporomandibular joint when it comes to nervous system health is that there are a bunch of cranial nerves that pass right next to and around the TMJ. And what that means is that when the jaw is in a position that is asymmetrical, or is just further in on one side than on the other, these cranial nerves get more compressed on one side than on the other. And the nerves that are compressed more become hypertonic, right? They create more muscle tone, they spasm more, they're more upregulated than the ones on the other side that end up being compressed and stimulated less. So this was a key part of why I was affected by dystonia. And if you haven't watched my video on how I got my life back, I invite you to check that out. I'm going to leave the link in the description below. And so the way to health when our jaw is compressing nerves more on one side than on the other is to find the exact balance that the nervous system desires and craves in order to have symmetry and homeostasis and peace. And this is something that, in all honesty, nobody can really do for you. And believe me, I have been around the block. I have tried so many different approaches. And I've traveled to Korea, and if you're interested in that story, let me know in the comments, and I'll do a review video about this famous clinic that lots of people travel to. I've tried so many different approaches, and what I have learned and what finally allowed me to get better was understanding that I only am in my body, and only I have the control and the information, rather, that comes through the nervous system to tell me where my jaw really needs to land, and what my occlusion, or the way my teeth bite, should be. Why is this important? Because lots of people give up their agency, they give up their power, and they look for a savior. So they look for somebody who's going to figure out for them where things are supposed to be. And so some people will figure it out with, articulation paper, measuring the height that they think you need in that way. Some practitioners will use MRIs and decide that your condyle, or the end of the jawbone, should be at exactly this ratio because that's the theory, and so I'm going to bring you exactly this many millimeters forward and that many millimeters backwards, and you understand that that is just not the way things work, because our condyles in the population at large are really all over the place. People have all kinds of different TMJ configurations and can do well with all kinds of TMJ configurations. So it's not about bringing you to the position that a certain practitioner thinks you should be in. It's about feeling from the inside out what it is that you need. And that takes effort, that takes embodiment. You need to be very present with your body. And in order to be present in your body to a degree where you can feel your cranial nerves and what they need and so on, you need to work on your trauma. You need to work on detoxification. You need to work on neuroplasticity, so that you can help your brain learn that it's okay to hold the jaw differently. And then, yes, you will need at some point, usually, at a later stage, a practitioner that is going to help you create the occlusion, the way you bite down on your teeth, that you need in order to be healthy, in order to have symmetry in your body. Okay? So the uncomfortable piece in what I'm saying for a lot of people is that the savior you're looking for does not exist. The empowering piece in what I'm saying is that you are the savior. Okay? You can do this. And so I invite you to step into your power and to learn about this journey of embodiment that can allow you to really create the anatomy and the configuration of your jaw and your occlusion and so on that you need. And you can do this. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that liberating? And so this is just a part of what we'll explore in the Hope for Dystonia Self-Healers Club. And really, if you haven't checked that out, I invite you to do it because it's life-changing stuff. If you want to learn more about what I do and my approach, I invite you to visit hopefordystonia.com/welcome, where you can receive the 8 steps of the Hope for Dystonia Recovery Roadmap. So you have exactly an idea of what it is that I do with clients, and you know, a bit of an outline of what we'll do in the Self-Healers Club as well. So I look forward to your questions and comments, and in the meantime, I send you much love and wishes of good health and wholeness. Thank you. Bye.